think I'm live. While I clear my throat. Yay! Boo! I should be in front of said garage door now. I uh, I casually put a new sticker on my smock. Lol. Yes, so I just got a notification up on my streaming. Alright, okay. Hello everybody. I'm just setting up my doodah didgeridoo ding dong. 1 second. Bear with. Some reason it's... Ah, there we go. Oh, I've got chat now. Chat's working this time. That's cool. Right then. Hello everybody. No, I'm going to get rid of the chat because that's just going to drive me bonkers. I'll leave it up to you, Leona. I have my earworm, Leona, in my ear. I will not be distracted by said chat. And if you have any questions, just ask. I'm trying something this evening. Very multi-axis. Maybe the queen of multi-axis might join the chat later, Miss Barbara Dill. And we also, I believe, we're going to have Louise. She does a bit of multi-axis as well. Don't judge me. I'll show you what I have on the lathe. It's a very well, yeah, it is spalted. Hopefully it will hold together. It's a bit risky doing spalted wood when you're doing multi-axis. It's very spalted. Hi Andrew and Alex. Who else is in? I didn't say hello to anybody. Hi Tommy. Hi Steve C. Andrew. Wurzel. Hi Alex. Roy's the boy. Roy. Michael. Louise. Hi Louise. And me. And me. And Leona and me. Well, you're all, oh, hello Stephen. You're all very welcome. So I'm going to attempt a bigger version of this one. It's what I call the Tasmanian Devil Twist. Now, obviously this is longer, so I'm hoping that I'll get more of a twist going on. And then what I'm hoping is I will turn another one that's the same, but not tonight. We'll get as far as we can get by 11 o'clock, and then I'm going to have to stop because I'm on the Worldwide Woodturners stream tonight, doing a couple of bits. I'm not demonstrating, but I'm showing a couple of tricks and gizmos. It's that night tonight. So, yeah, let's get on with this. I've got to round off this piece of wood first, so we'll do that. And then we'll get things rocking and rolling. Let me find my rough hingouge. You alright, Leona? You're doing a lot of huffing and puffing and chuffing over there. Okay. Fandabby-dozy. Let me just do a camera check. Make sure we're all working. That one's working. Hello! And this one's working. Hello! And all the multi-camera ones are working, but we probably won't use those. Right, we're rounding off to start with. Now, I'm going to get rid of the chewing gum. Sorry, that really annoys Leona's head. I got rid of the chewing gum. Okay, I have my face shield thingy on, so the sound will change a little bit while I'm on that. Okay, here we go. Hello, Wayne, Staff, and Michael. Right, so I'm going to see exactly how sported this is when I round it off. If I feel that it's a bit too soft, I am not even going to attempt to use this piece. I have another piece over here that I can fall back on, which I'll have to do as a practice piece, and then the actual thing that I'm going to do at another date. But if this is too sported, we'll have to change doodahs. But we're going to round it off to start with. Who, sorry? Hi Joseph, aka Frankenstein. Move our tool rest in a little bit so we haven't got too much of an overhang. And we can start turning the tool and getting a bit of a nicer cut as we get rounder. And we can bring the speed up a little bit too. Now we've got rid of the wobble. I think we're pretty much there, not far off anyway. Now, we have got a little bit of punkiness on this. Let me see if I can do a cleaner cut on that, and if we can, then we'll go with it. But so we have got a punky line all the way through here. It's about 1 inch wide all the way through here. I don't think it goes all the way to the core. Now the only thing it's going to cause us issues with is where we put our punch marks. But we'll go with it. If it gets too sketchy, we'll abort and we'll do another smaller piece maybe, just to show you the technique. Alright, so I have let me show you. I have marked this 12 positions all the way around. So it's a 13 axis turn this, because you've got 12 all the way around the outside and one in the centre. Same the other side. And the way that you get your 12 points is that you draw the biggest circle, which is what I've turned to. You can just about see the outline there of my circle. You draw your circle, and then you, obviously this was square, so I found the centre using the X. I went to one of the lines that was going on the X where it met the circle, and I dissected. Let me show you what I mean. So where the line crossed, I dissected like this all the way across and made an arc, and then I found the next point, did an arc, found the next point, did an arc. That gave me 6, and then I went to the next line that crossed and I did it again, and that divided the 2 in half again and dissected, and that gave me 12 points of reference. It's just basically simple maths of dissecting a circle evenly. Now you can do it with your indexing system on your lathe as well. But the only reason why I showed you that both ways is because some people aren't lucky enough to have a decent indexing system. So I've marked, I'm going to use a black marker so I can see. So number 1 is here, number 2 is here, 3 here, 4 here, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. Now I should have 12 up this side that matches. Yes, I do. You want them to match. 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I know this is a bit boring, this 8, 9, but it is an important part. 10, 11. Okay. So I've marked all the way around the outside, 1 to 12 and 1 to 12, and they are in line, parallel. So the turning we're doing on this, if you were to follow Barbara Dill's Bible, is we're doing a parallel circular type turning, meaning that we're between centres like this, and everything that we're going to be turning, we're going to be going to solid wood, through the air to solid wood on the circular type quadrant. If you follow Barbara's Bible of multi-axis, you will understand that. If you don't, then buy her book and learn it. Okay, so now I need to put another circle in each end, which is going to determine where I put my points. And I need a good amount of meat, so I'm going to come in probably around about 10 mil from the outside edge, I'd say. No, I need more than that. This is where the thinking starts, because you need a good size solid cut to start with. Sorry now. I'm gonna change the camera. There you go. The wing compass, this compass here, I got it at Harrogate. It's a second-hand tool to me. I bought it at Harrogate. It was, I think, £6, I think is what I paid for it. And it's cool. You can put a pencil in it, or it's just a stabby one as well. I use a stabby because that's a technical term. I use a stabby because it marks the wood nicely. Okay, anyway, back to it. So what I'm trying to decide here is, let me get my pen again. Let me use the red one. Yeah, question. Okay, so I started with a square piece of wood. Let me do it on this small piece. So I started off with a square piece of wood, and I did my, this is going to be very crude, I did my cross to find the centre. That is not the centre, but I did my across to find the centre. Okay, and then I put my compass in the centre, and I drew a circle to the very outside of my blank, which is where it's going to be turned round. Okay, and then I got my compass, which would have already been set to this circle. So I draw that all the way around there. I draw that all the way around there like that to get my outer circle. And then where these cross and they meet the circle, I start that as my first point. Okay, dissect that through the centre. Where that meets the circle again, move around, move around, move around. So that means if I do the same this side, those points are going to be, each point is going to be in line. And as long as I make that number 1 each end and I go round, they're going to work out the same each end. I hope that answers the question. If not, I can fix it, the question answer. Right, okay, so my main worry here is that I turn a big enough circle on number 1. I'm going to be starting on number 1. Ah, my helmet just fell on my head. A second. It's like my head's actually getting bigger. Okay, so I've got to find number 1. Number 1's here. I now need to determine what the biggest size circle I can turn on the top of here. So to line up 1 with 1, 1 will be on so this cross is going to match up with this cross at the end, okay? So you have two, let me zoom this out. So if you've got across this side and across this side, these 2 points, each end, are the same on a square, which will be the same when you turn it round. These 2 points are going to be the same when it's round. So you've got 4 equal points that are going to be the same already each side of your spindle blank once you turn it round. And then once you dissect those, all the points you dissect from those points are all going to be also the same the other side. So you just choose which one you want to start as number 1 and just go from there. Does that make sense? Okay, no problem at all. Alright, so I'm going to go for around about that big for my first one. So I'm just going to roughly guesstimate where my centre is going to be on number 1. My number 1 line is this one, so I'm going to roughly guesstimate probably about here. as my center point, and I'm going to draw a circle meeting up from the center to that point that I've just decided on my own, all by myself. I'm going to draw a circle all the way around. Hi Mike and Jeff. Seems like I've said hello to Mike 3 times. Is there 3 mics or... Oh, okay. It's not just Mike coming in and out. And then I'm going to mark the same circle the other end. So we keep everything the same each end. Okay? Am I saying okay a lot? Oh dear. So next I am going to punch all my holes. I'll take this helmet off because it's getting really irritating. So I'm going to punch each hole where the circle I've just drawn meets all of my 12 points around the circle. Okay, but I'm going to be twisting it. So I'm going to be starting with number 1 on the headstock, just there, and I'm going to be starting with number 2 on the tailstock. And I'm going to throw my helmet on the floor. For this particular turning, which is going to be twisted, we're going opposite numbers. So it'll be 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 5 to 5, 5 to 6, and so on, all the way around. That's how we're going to be going. It's always good to punch your holes first using your head and tail stock, because you're going to start getting weaker. 2 to 3. You're going to get weaker as you go along. Ah, yes. Well, to strengthen any of your turn-ins, there are tricks of the trade. I use lollipop sticks. 3 to 4. I use lollipop sticks and I hot glue them to make bridges. So if I had a sphere here and a sphere here, and there was a big gap in between and the two spheres were flexing, I would stick a lollipop stick across here. Once I've done this one, I'd stick a lollipop stick there, maybe on 4 sides, and that would bridge and give strength, and then move on to my next one, and that would support it and stop it from I think Barbara uses just slithers of wood, off-cut wood. I'll take my glasses off so I can see better. That was 4, 5 to 5, 5 to 6. Yeah, there are ways around issues. 6. This is the boring part, folks, but it does have to be accurate. 6 to 7. Oh, sorry. Yeah. 1 second. I can fix that focusy problem. I have to. It's really annoying that the settings don't stay the same when you go off. I've got to just turn the autofocus off. There you go. There you go. Sorry about that, folks. That shouldn't jump anymore. 7 to 8. You know you're getting old when you have to take your glasses off to see. 7 to 8. 8 to 9. 9 to 10. Now, I used to be very impatient and not bother doing this when I started doing this. 10 to 11. And I would run into difficulties when I was at the turning process, and I'd be telling myself off for not following the rules. And then we go 12 back to 1. Yeah, when you do it properly, you kind of get the rhythm in your head then. 1 to 2. Okay, so we're going to start 1 to 2. And we're going to hope that, do you know what I'm going to do, just to be safe, is I'm going to get some CA glue. And I've got a point there that I haven't done. Why haven't I done a point there? Number 5. I missed 5 and 6 for some reason. 5. No, 4 to 5 I missed. I missed 4 to 5. 'Cause I'm a silly Billy. Hi, Carsten, Richard, and Fenrica Steve. How are you? So, I'm just going to get some CA, and I'm going to soak all my points that I've just made. Because this is spalted, and I'm just going to toughen up all the fibres. It's just a thin CA that I'm going to let soak in. I'll hit it with a bit of activator in a second. And this just strengthens up. Because it's a little bit spalted, I just want to make sure that my drives and lives don't spin and drill holes. There we go, so we've just strengthened that up just a little bit. Do the same at the other end. I know it seems a lot of faffing, but preparation is key with any off-center multi-axis stuff. There we go. So that just strengthens it up a bit. I'm going to just hit that with a bit of activator. I'm trying. I am trying. I have a bit of a cold at the moment, so I'm a bit of a cough. So if I cough and splutter, forgive me. I'm trying this new super glue. I got it from Harrogate while I was over, so I'm going to give it a go. Now that's pretty much dried already. Let's go. 1, to 2. There we go. Check that we're not going to hit the tool rest. Get me money maker protector on. Alright, so we are going to start by doing some V cuts into this. So I'm going to use my gouge. It's a 3/8 spindle gouge. And for the first one, I'm just going to kind of come in. I'm probably going to leave a good inch at the top. In fact, I'm going to leave more than that, because if it works, I'm going to need to turn some kind of top to it. So I'm going to leave more than that. Let's do this properly and mark it. So I'm actually going to leave myself a good 2 inches, which is 50mm in new money. Okay, here we go. Make sure you've turned your lathe down from when you were rounding it off. And we're just going to get to a speed where it's not sending the lathe for a dance across the workshop. I can just see my pencil mark this end. You can see it as well, just at the top there. Okay, we're doing 800 there, so I'm just going to start cutting and see how we get on there. And I'm just going to start with a V cut, just to see how we're cutting. I can change to other tools when I'm more comfortable with how the wood's reading, how it's cutting. But the whole idea here now is I've got to get all the way down and through the air wood. And I'll show you what I mean by air wood to those of you that don't know. On the mobile camera. So this flashing wood at the top here is air wood. I'm looking at the very top here, and I'm going to cut through until I get to the solid wood, which you can see all the way along there. That's solid wood. That's going to be the size of my disc, my top disc that I'm going to turn all the way through there. I don't know if that's showing on the camera. So we're going to keep going with that and see how we get on. Now I want to try and keep these cuts as tight as possible. I might turn to the skew in a little while, depending how brave I'm feeling. But I do want to try and get these kind of flying saucer type shapes. Yeah, I'm going to go and try with the skew. If it's a bit catchy, we'll back off again. Hi Christine and Michael, how are you? I might need to sharpen this. I was using it on some pretty hard wood last time I used it. So again, I'm just taking side to side cuts. I'll show you on the overhead now. If that doesn't send you dizzy, nothing will. This I can widen a little bit. So I've got to make it all the way down to that solid wood if I can. I'm just going to sharpen this this skew. Bear with me, sorry folks, I know it's a bit frustrating, but I want to use a sharp tool, especially doing this. Hi Wayne. Now these are old vintage tools, skews that I use. Only really because I haven't got round to changing the grind on the crown skews that I have. I will eventually put them to the same steep grind that I have on these, because this is the grind that I really work well with. I'll show you. So this is a really sharp grind that I put on this. Let's go overhead again. We're almost to the solid, and we've got a nice V cut in there. Is there any questions so far? Everybody happy? Hi Lucy. I almost sang then, Leona. I did really well to control myself. No, I can't stop myself. Lucy in disguise with diamonds. Lucy in disguise with diamonds. Okay, that's enough. We're almost at solid. Now the thing when you're doing multi-axis with the skew is it's very difficult to see where you're cutting. Yeah, I know I can't sing, but hey, whatevs. It makes me happy. Alright, we're nearly through. I'm going to go a bit wider. I'm going to come out here. I've never heard it compared to I've never heard it compared to a broken microwave before. But I'll take it. I don't mind. So we should be breaking on through to the other side soon. See, we're almost through. Now this isn't cutting super great. So, do you know what? I might just bring up my tool rest a little. That might help. So I'm cutting down rather than up. Were you going to ask a question? No. Sorry, don't. can get a better angle now. How many people sitting on the edge of their seat right now? Two just left because they couldn't handle the pressure. Tis, yeah, I think it is a bit soft in some places, Richard. I think that's why I'm struggling to get a cut in some areas. But we'll carry on and see how we get on. What we might do is we might start cutting all the way down to almost round. I think I'll do that actually. Let's try that with the thin parting tool. And Mike, you kind of get used to it. Now if you're doing it, that's an awful hangover on that. I don't know if I want to do this, but now if you're doing it a lot, then yes, you do start to get a bit of fatigue. Okay. I learned lots from Barbara from talking. Now, I've been in contact with Barbara for a few years now online, so it wasn't like the first time I'd spoken to her. Okay, so we're to the other side now, so we're making round there. Okay, so now it's just a matter of kind of cleaning that up with the skew. So, but yes, it was lovely having Barbara at my workshop, and Louise. I mean, Louise is there in the chat as well, I think. It was great to have them all here and talk about multi-axis without boring anybody, which tends to happen when I start talking about multi-axis. Right, so I'm gonna yeah, I suppose people do get confused with it as well. I still get confused as well, I'm not going to lie. Do you know what? I'm just going to see if I can clean up that edge with this thin parting tool, because it's a bit punky. Yay, Louise. Yeah, the banger racing made me brave. Jeff. Oh, I wasn't laughing at the fact you've got short legs, Jeff. I was laughing at the fact that I'm not going to go any further with that. Okay, so I'm almost happy with that. There's just a little bit here. I don't know if that's showing up on the camera. You can see like a double cut that doesn't look very nice, and that I won't be able to go back and fix that. No, Barbara doesn't use a skew. Barbara uses a really, 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 really thin gouge to get in there. But I don't think I'd even get in there with the gouge. Alright, I think I'm happy with that. Well, I'm not insane. I just like to live on the edge, man. Alright, so now I'm gonna round this side off just slightly with my gouge. I don't know where I put it. Anybody seen my gouge? Let me call it. Oh, gouge! Where are you? Ah, there you are. So I'm just going to round this front edge off. Now it is quite punky, this section. I might just get in there and do a bit of a scrape. That might be better. That's better. Okay. Right, so we are quite punky there, so I'm not sure if we'll use this piece, but it'll do for now. So that was 1 to 2. We're going to move to... Hello, number 2. How are you? Bloody eyes. Bloody eyes. Oh, it's beside number 1. I was wondering. 2 to 3. Get that locked in there. And what I do is I get my pencil and I just mark where I'm going to be cutting next. Like this. It'll only mark on the front wall. Now there's not much of a change in this. It's only turned it just very slightly. So now my next cut is going to start cutting from where this one finished, and I'm going to start my V cut going in that way. We'll start with the gouge again. I need to darken that because I can't see it. Just put a bit of a dark mark so I can... There we go. What, going live? Yeah, why not? I'm back to work tomorrow for a few days, so I said I'd dive on again. Now we might lose the front of this disc that I'm forming because of punkiness. I don't think this bit of wood's going to work out. I was hoping it would, because if I could get 2 matching candlesticks to be spalted, that would be kind of cool. But so what I'm doing at the moment is I'm finding where my center is of my V cut, and then I can go in again with my thin parting tool. Got the skew again. Now the only thing is, when you're using a skew, is that it's very, very, very unforgiving. So if you do have a catch, it's pretty much going to be game over. Continuing to try and shape this little flying saucer as I go down. I can actually feel the difference between the punky and hard wood as this skew cuts through it, because it kind of jumps. It's mad. See how that's looking. Okie dokie. So I have got to start reducing this, because this disc has got to be round. So actually I could take quite a bit off of this, because let me explain. I want my disc to be round, not a weird ovally shape, which it would be if I don't go through. So what I need to do is I need to get all the way back down to here to cut the next one. That's what I need to do. So yes, see, even I get confused sometimes. I've got to actually take quite a bit off of this and get all the way down to solid wood. I couldn't remember how I done that, to be honest with you. I can use my parting tool. That's what I can do, and get down to that circle. Bear with me, folks. I'm still learning too. Ben, I am so happy in my workspace. So happy. I want to get down to I suppose what I should have done really is done this from the first one. But I can come back a bit. I've plenty here to come back on this one again. I need to get to my solid wood and then make my saucer. That's what I did. I knew it just didn't feel right in my head. Something just wasn't feeling right with how I was doing it. Ah! That's why we might get away with it with the punkiness. I need to find solid wood and then turn it into a disc. That's what I need to do. So I'm going to do this one and then I'm going to go back on the first one in a second. I'm silly. Why didn't you tell me I was doing it wrong, Naomi? You didn't want to hurt my feelings, okay. Well, hurt my feelings next time. Then I won't look like a wally. I bet Louise was shouting at the screen, "You're doing that wrong!" Okay, that's better, huh? So now I'm going to go back to 1 and 2. And I'm going to do the same at that end. It's just as well I'm not a professional, otherwise I'd look really stupid right now. Lol. Okay, we're back on our first one. Let's make that disc a bit wider. The first one. I'll make these kind of even. Alright. Learning together. A dog? Ruff! Right. A little bit wider because the other one is going to be right. That's the width we're going to go with. Now I've got to turn that into a saucer, which isn't going to be easy, but sure, look. We'll give it a bash. It's a lot easier when the wood's wider, I can tell you. This is where we need to do our V. I did premature Ving. Let me find the centre of that one. If everybody else is lost, I'm sorry. So am I. There we go. To there, and then this one. Boing. Is that tool flashing in the camera as well, the way it's flashing in my face when it hits the light? Let's see what that looks like. That's better, huh? Okie dokie, can of cokey. We're back on the old groovy train. Just like that. Turning my gouge pretty much 90 degrees there, getting that into there, into that V. There we go. It's actually good solid wood inside there, so hopefully we can... Right, back to 2 to 3. Two to 3. Yeah, get off me. Get off me. Excuse me while I have a bit of a fight with a fly. Alright, so now we're going to we've got a little bit here that we just need to clean up. I wonder if I can get the camera over so you can actually see what I'm doing. That might be better. There you go. Get the light so you can actually see what I'm doing too. How's that? Okay. So I've just got to clean up the edge of this one. Like that. And then do the same with this. So we're going to find the centre of our bead and then work away. Are you talking to me or are you singing? Now let's see how that's matching in. This is where it gets a little bit sketchy because I've got to do blending. Okay. Now we just start this next bead. There is a lot of going backwards and forwards with this design because you're moving to your next step. Alright, so I just got to clean that a little bit more. the blend in. There we go. Okay, we'll get the rest of that with the sandpaper. I'll show you what I mean. Just get a bit of paper here. This 120 will do. And I'll just clean that up. I don't have to do it now, I can do it once it's finished, but just to show you, you can just clean that edge up there as you go. That fly's persistent, I tell you. You're going to have a very, very sad ending if you keep annoying me, mister. That told him, didn't it? So all I'm doing is just blending in where one disc goes to the other, and when it looks good is when you've got a crisp cut. I'll bring the camera in a second just to show you how I've blended those two together. I'll bring in the mobile cam because I can. So there you go. Now it needs sanding. There's a lot of hand sanding when you're doing this kind of stuff, but you can see where the two have been blended. I've just got a slight cut there just to clean up on this one, but you can see where they're blended in together. But I can, like I say, I can get that with the sandpaper because, oh actually, yeah, get it. No, I can't get that one. I'll get that with sandpaper. I'm not going to faff around too much with it now. All this sanding can be done after you've turned the main shape. So what we'll do is we will move, that was 2 to 3, we're going to go 3 to 4. 3 to 4. And we'll clean the next part. Go in with the parting tool again. And we're going to find our solid wood again. Just want to make sure there's a lot of stopping starting with multi-axis because you want to know where you are all the time. Any questions so far? If you have, I'll give Barbara a ring and ask her, because the live center. Okay, so the live center actually came with jet, but it is like the one way. This has a cone that screws onto it. It has a 30-degree cone. You can screw this onto that, and you can also get other ends to go onto it as well, I believe. But this is perfect because it's the same size pretty much as the drive center that I have. So it's awesome. So I'm going to bring this down to round again. Not going all the way over to the right hand side yet, and because I don't want to cut into my other bead. Back there. That's the punkiness just broken away there. Hopefully it hasn't done too much damage. Nope, that's okay. We're almost around there. Now what will happen is as we get closer to the headstock, these circles will probably get bigger. Okay, so we've just cut through to the other side, so we're circular again. And now this is where we go back. That was 3 to 4, we're going 2 to 3. So there's a lot of backwards and forwards with this. You have to have patience, because I need to blend this one again now that I've taken away the edge. And you'll know if you've gone wrong and you're on the wrong one, because obviously it won't be running true. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get this side of the bead to match the other one. Almost there. Pretty much got to go in tight, 90 degrees to get into there to make a nice crisps cut. Okay, I'm just going to take a little bit more. Okay, so that's pretty much the same as that one. We have got a little bit of tear out there. I'll try and fix that while I've got it in this position. Punkiness doesn't help. Oh, we got it. Excuse me. Alright, that'll do for now for that. Back to 3 to 4. I'm going to go and get a drink because my cough is getting on my nerves. Excuse me. I'm just going to pause for a mute for a second. That's better. Can you hear me? Excellent. Sorry about that. I had a bit of a coughing fit there when I got myself a drink. Alright, so we're back on where we were. And this is where we start blending again. Make this one just a little bit wider so it's the same size as the rest. Center mark. Okay, I'm going to start coming in here and blending. Anybody bored yet? Now, multi-axis isn't everybody's cup of tea. Okay, so clean that off a little bit. And it isn't multi-axis also, especially when you're doing this stuff, isn't a fast process. You can't turn these kind of things fast. Not without making mistakes anyway, I found. Okay, we've almost got that to where I want it. And that's a good thing about YouTube as well. You can leave. I've done that quite often. I won't get offended. There we go. So that started that next one. And again, we've just got a little bit of flakiness to take off there and sand. You can get that with the sandpaper again, like I said, later on for blending. And the good thing about spalted wood is that it's easier to sand. Okay, so that's starting to twist. You're getting the effect. There's a bit of punkiness there that I'm hoping I'll get once we get a bit more room to sand. You don't want to sand the shape of your discs away either. That's okay. I'll bring side camera in again just so that you can see that we're on track. No. What? Ah. 1 second. This stupid camera's done its thing again. There we go. So you can see that we're getting the discs pretty much the same size and they're starting to twist. They're blending. I've just got a little tiny lump there that I've just got to take away in a second with the gouge, but you can see they're starting to form. It's going to be a texturing rolling pin. Right, let's just get in there with the gouge and just get that little lump that I was talking about. Very hard to get that because you've got to get right in almost 90 degrees. Well, you are going 90 degrees with the gouge and coming back and then doing a bit of a twist. So what I'm doing is I'm going in 90 degrees with the flute facing the right, and then I'm leaning back and pushing that edge right into the corner. There we go. Almost got it. Let me just see where we're going with that. Right, I'm going to get that with the skew, or I'm going to blow it up. One of the two. Should flake away now. second. Just doing a little bit of concentration. Now, could you just repeat that again? I'm sorry. Straight pies. So I am part of a woodworking chapter here in Ireland, and they have a monthly challenge. And the challenge next month, which is when the next meeting is to have a pair of matching candlesticks. So this will either be a practice piece that will end up as one candlestick, or if successful, I will try and do another one to match this one. And if that works, hopefully, because they're twisted, they should look cool as a pair. Okay, that got pretty much rid of that lump. I'll get the rest of that with sanding, but I got a nice cut into there. So next one is 4 to 5. Again, go in with the parting tool. Hi Ruben. 4 to 5. And there was the end of said piece. That's the trouble with spalted wood. I didn't even tighten that up hard, and it's broken on the spalting. See that? This is actually punky wood here. It's actually broken quite. Do you know what? I'm going to try and CA that, just so we can carry on this evening. It wasn't even tightened up that hard, to be honest with you, and it popped. That's the risk of spalted wood, unfortunately. I guess we're going to find out how. Yeah, if that was solid wood, then that wouldn't have broken that easy. I guess we're going to test how. No, we're not. We're going to throw that over there. I guess we're going to test how good this super glue is now. Ah. Okay. Try that again. Talk amongst yourselves, folks. So here lies the lesson. Don't use spalted wood for multi-axis. And you know what? Deep down, I knew it was going to happen. But I still did it. How many other people have done that? We'd be fine. Attitude. How good do you think this super glue is going to be? Not good enough, Leona said. I guess we're about to find out. Yep, got my face shield on. Nope. I did the pull test. I'm not going to carry on with that piece. Yeah, I'll save that for something smaller. So I have another piece of wood over here anyway. It's just I won't be able to I won't be able to do it. Well, actually, no, I won't. So this is a bit considerably smaller, but it will do for. Now I can continue with this, or we can do a different quick turn in. Let's put it to the vote. and then I can come back and do a live again when I've got decent pieces of wood cut for doing the actual. There's some glue on this, I'm just cleaning off. There we go. Let me find the centre of this piece of wood while you make the vote. What I can do is just twisted discs, so you get the concept without actually beading it. This is just a random piece of wood that I had, and we'll do a challenge where we don't actually mark it out. We'll just guess the positions just for the last little while. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. I shouldn't have carried on with that piece of wood. Right, let's round this off quickly. How's that? Let it catch up. Forking bananas is right. I'm going to leave that piece of wood alone. I've already pushed my luck with it tonight. I will end up with it in my face if I continue with it, I think. Yeah, Richard has a ton of view that he's going to give, that he's got. Let's go faster with that. Cut that. We'll just do some random off centre for the last little bit, and have a wee chip. So Leona's just asked, or she said, I thought you're supposed to use wet wood for off centre. Barbara Dill turns with wet wood, yes, predominantly. The thing is that the risk of turning with wet wood is that it's going to move. I know spindles don't move that much when they're dry, but if you're doing something like I'm doing, a pair of candlesticks, and you do them wet, there's a possibility they're not going to end up looking the same. Jumpy, why is that jumpy? Dodgy tool wrist needs filing. Came out here the other day, and it was actually yesterday, and I was doing something with the freaking laser, and I heard the garage door open, the shed door open, and I thought, oh, that's just, Robbie or someone just come in. I knew the lathe was unplugged, knew everything was safe, so I thought, oh, let him out. Next thing I heard, doink, 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 doink. What's that? What's he at? So I came down, and he had like an old hammer handle that I have that had broken off of a handle, thrown at the side, but he was hitting it off my tool rest, and he was going doink, doink, doink off the tool rest. So it's got little dinks, and I didn't file it. I should have filed it tonight, but it's got tiny little, you can probably see them, little doinks all along the tool rest. And I came down, I said, what are you doing? I'm playing the drums, he said. I said, I'm going to play the drums now. You best run. So he went inside. Make a wobbly Christmas tree. Okay, let's do that. This is a 1-inch skew, I believe, or inch and a quarter. I think we decided. Inch and a quarter. I think we decided the last time somebody asked. Let me measure it again. It's an inch and a quarter, yeah, or 30 mil. There you go. It's nice and round. Right, let's do a Christmas tree, a wonky Christmas tree. Good call. Let's make it smaller. Let's cut it about there. Do you know what? Let's just make it there. Let's do the top to the centre. We'll finish the top off in a bit. Let's go another axis now. What kind of wonky will we do? Let's go... No, let me finish... No, let me make that more pointy first. Night, Wayne. Whichever Wayne I'm saying good night to. Night, Bigfoot Wayne. And night, Valerie. Hope you're doing okie dokie. Right, that'll do for there for now. For now. Now let's just put it on the wonky on one end. Let's go there. Just for the crack, like, you know. See what that's looking like. Ooh. Oh, it's gone very quiet. Oh, you're munching again, are you? Well, it's just it always seems that you're munching when I'm live in my ear, is what I'm saying. Not that you're always munching. Last time I was live, you were munching too. Whatevs. Trying to do an undercut on this for the crack. Why not? Oh yeah, the wagon wheel effect. It's dancing. So I work, when I'm using a skew, I work with the tool rest very high. Others don't. I think Steve Jones works with quite a high tool rest as well when he's turning. Now, I'm not saying I'm anywhere near Mr. Jones's skill when it comes to ski work, but right. So we've done that. Now let's do roughly the opposite, which will be about there. And then we're going to go on my camera. It almost looks as if it's staying still. I don't know if it's the same. Let's see where we're cutting. Should be the opposite to where I last cut, which will give it kind of a cool ziggy-zag effect. Yep. Come over here a bit. Right, so I'm going to try and do an undercut with that one again as well, like I did with the top one. It's very hard to see where I am undercutting. Okay, I need to just come out. I need to be brave. I need to come out to the side. There we go. Cool. I need to just go in a little bitty bit more. There we go. So Leona's talking to you, Richard, but forgot that she can't actually hear you. That you can't actually hear her. We'll have to get Leona on video next time. Right, so now I'm going to twist it and we're going to go to the side this way. Just because we can. Your keyboard is really loud. Tis when I'm sticking a skewer into a piece of spinning wobbly wood. I've got the lathe going brrr, and I've got in my ear. Excuse me. the same size as it. Oh no, we're going to go maybe just a little bit more. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to keep my, where I'm going down to circular wood, I'm trying to keep those the same size. I know trees are supposed to get smaller as they go to the top. It's a bit difficult when you're doing off centre to do that. Okay. No, because when it's off centre, these don't stay as discs. When you start cutting into them, they start going into ovals. You've got to keep your outer wood the same size all the way down. Otherwise, when you start cutting into these, you start getting weird oval shaped pieces. If that makes sense. Now we're going to go opposite to that again. Try not to. Oh, it's very strenuous. Very strenuous when you reach for drinks, in fairness. Depends on how far away. Hello, Bob the cat. It depends on how far away that. Yeah, you missed me messing up the first part, Bob, because of bad wood selection. We started turning a multi-axis twisted candlestick, and it went a bit yin-tong because I used spalted wood, wrong choice, and it ended up as two multi-axis candlesticks. So now we're just having a bit of a mess about, and I'm just, by choice of Louise in the chat, we're just having a fun doing a multi-axis crimbo tree. Proper crimbo. Sorry, that was a bit random. Do you not know that song, no? I forget his name, the comedian. Someone's bound to know the song in the chat. Or it might just be one that I dreamt, but I'm sure there's a song where your man goes, is it something or other, something proper crimbo? I'm losing it. Okay, so we're going to go back to our first one, which was here, I think. Yes. And we're going to do two things. Number one, we're going to clean up our first just by doing that. That's not actually the right. I started cutting it. It was totally the wrong one. It's that one. Is it that one? No. A stack of Pringles. A stack of Pringles. Once you've popped, you can't stop. Oh, that was on the middle. That's why. That is what I'm doing. Not much though, because I have a cunning plan. Go to there. Right, now picker. Where is my night, Reuben? Sweet dreams and all that jazz. Nope. It's that one, the second one, is it? Nope. God damn it. Why didn't I mark them? That'll do. That one there. I'm going to go one more down here. So it must be pretty much up to time now. Oh yeah. Might have to have chocolate in a minute. I'm getting that chocolatey vibe. Okay. Ooh. Right, that's that. Now back to centre. Let's do the bottom. Why am I using that? Who's this, you fool? Make sure that I'm not going to actually chop that off because I've cut that. Yeah. My poor ears aren't used to language like that, young. That was shocking. I'm going to have to go to mass tomorrow now. Okie dokie. And then we'll do this. It's not a parting tool, it's a little diddy 1/4 inch skew. And then up the top we're going to do this. I mean, I, you know, I'm a little bit experienced in off-centered turning, but turning an off-centered angel might be a little bit out of my skill set. Angels have wings, though. Good idea. Multi-axis is fun. Oh wow, that really hurts my face. Okay, let's... Yes. Now this is where it could get a little bit snappy. I don't know where I've got to put my tool. Just there. Okay. Yeah. Make more room. Ooh. It's getting too jumpy to use that tool. You're definitely drunk, Wurzel. It's called multi-axis drunk. I get it all the time. Now I've done that, what I should be able to do is get my little skew. My littler skew, not my really little skew. And I should be able to go all the way pointy from the top of that one. Make sure that I'm not taking too much away. No, that's good. Now we're getting very weak here. Very, very weak. You've got to be very, 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 very careful. Oh God. I'm turning into one of the kids at school. Is anybody else not breathing? Okay. That'll do. Let's just cut it off with a saw. Bit of a sandy on the top. Could even drill a hole in the top of that and put a little something on top. There you go. Let me change cameras. Oh, of course the camera's not working. Of course. Stupid cameras. They're right getting on my nerves, they are. There we go. There we go. It's a bit of a misproportionate tree, but it's fine. It's a tree all the same. Let me put this straight so you can see it proper. There you go. Like this. It's all wonky. It spirals as well. Nope, that light did absolutely nothing. Anyway, I'll bring that with me, Louise, and that could be my Christmas present to you. There we go. So it was alive, anyway. It wasn't a success. Oh, jeez, hat hair. Wasn't very successful, but you know. I'll show you exactly how punk. Oh, there we go. I'll show you exactly how punky we're talking. Can you see that? In the end, this is all just flaking away, and in the core, that's had super glue on it and it's still just falling apart. So it was destined to break, unfortunately. I shouldn't have bothered with it. But I have still got a, a good chunk of it that I can maybe stabilise it in some way and make something out of it. Maybe a couple of weed pots or something. But I won't waste it. Just a shame, because a couple of candlesticks made out of that would have been nice. But I have no way of stabilising stuff, so... I don't want any way of stabilising stuff either, because it's a rabbit hole. So that's it, folks. Box bottom. Yeah, that's a box bottom. Oh, I get what you mean. Yes, the other piece I could use as a... That's still big enough to make something out of it as well. Do you know? So it's not a complete loss. It's just a shame that the live went a bit south, but it happens. No, it's cut off of this big square blank. So the hope was that if it worked out, I'd cut the next piece off, and the grains would also, you know, if they matched, the grains and everything would have matched. But it wasn't to be, unfortunately. You know, you win some, you lose some. With sported wood, that's the risk. That's the risk. And I mean, this piece is still big enough, to be honest with you, to turn a nice bowl or something. You know, if I could find someone that turns bowls. Hello. So, yeah, that's it. I'm going to leave it at that, ladies and gentlemen, because it's 11 o'clock and I've got to get cleaned up and ready to do my next thing on the worldwide wood turning group. They're like an online club that I'm part of. A majority of it is American, but there is a few. I think Wayne, the wood turner, frequents there sometimes. But they're doing... That camera's doing its thing too. They're doing like a handy tips and tricks in your workshops for wood turning. So I've got a few bits and pieces that I'm going to be showing people. So everyone's welcome. It's free. You can go along and join in. It's a big Zoom. They normally have about 100 people in there every Wednesday evening. So feel free to go and join. Just go onto Facebook, find Worldwide Wood Turner. Oh, Leona's going to put a link in as well. And head along. It starts midnight our time. I don't know. I think it's 7 o'clock American time. But and it's on for a couple of hours. Captain Eddie, I'm not sure how you pronounce his second. Castellin, is it? Castellin. He is one of the founders of it, and it's just grown. It's really cool. There's some really interesting stuff that gets... They do a demonstration on every week. They have people demonstrating. I'm hoping to do a demonstration there one evening. So yeah, go along, and it's free. It's fun. It's all wood turning, and you might like it. You can go on camera or you can stay off camera. It's up to you. Right, I'm going to say goodnight. Thank you very much for earworming again, Leona. You're a star. Next time, the next live I do, Leona is going to be on camera. We're going to do a Leona and Steve show, aren't we, Leona? So the next one, Leona's definitely going to be on camera. All right, guys, I'm going to say goodnight because I've got some cleaning up to do. Thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you again. I don't know. I might even do another live the weekend. It's good fun. This, I'm enjoying this. Also, you've got market at night, have you? I don't think you're doing a market at night. We might get the Rob and Steve show back up and running. I've got a question, folks, just quickly, before I do go. There's 2 holes threaded holes in the back of my tailstock here, just inside the wheel. Does anybody know what they're for? Is there like an addition of some kind that you can put onto this? Maybe it's for when... I know Jet do a swing away tailstocks. Maybe it's for that. Anyway, random question. It's okay. I'll find out what it is. It's not that important. Right, okay, that's it. Good night. Bye-bye. Thank you very much for watching, those of you that stayed. And I'm sorry it went a little bit ying-tong, but, you know, these things happen, I'm afraid. So I'll chat to you again soon. Thank you very much for watching. I am Steve, and I'm out. I'm not Temple Boy Turnings anymore, so I'm not going to... I know the channel's still Temple Boy Turnings, but that's changing soon. I have applied to have it changed to Steve Twydale Wood Turning. Bye-bye. See you next time.